I'm sure you're telling some very sound and wonderful.
Well, there you go. Good
Thank
evening,
you.
everybody. Welcome. It's March 27th. Welcome to Chapter 15, The Advancing Man in Science Getting Rich. Thank you, Louise, for the heads up. Goofy, you got your mic off. It is The Advancing Man, Chapter 15. Hey, it's good to see some folks back. All right, let me dive in here. So last night was a fun little conversation with Michelle, huh? So I think we're going to do more of those more often. That'll be fun, fun, fun. Till her daddy took the T-bird away. Get that song in your head. The Advancing Man. What I have said in the last chapter applies to the professional and to the wage earner, as well as to the person who is engaged in mercantile business. No matter what your profession, if you can give increase of life to others and make them sensible of this gift, meaning make them aware of it, that they have it to use, sensible of this gift, they will be attracted to you and you will get rich. Da, da, da. The physician who holds the vision of himself as a great successful healer and who works towards the complete realization of that vision with faith and purpose will come into such close touch with the infinite that he will be phenomenally successful. The physician who holds a vision of himself as a great and successful leader. So part of this is us believing in ourselves, right? That's what the morning meditations are doing, activating your chakras, moving into it, a self-talk statement. And who works toward the complete realization of that vision with faith and purpose. Your success that's coming to you, what is the realization of it? When you do it and achieve it through faith and purpose, what's the outcome? That's when you come in close harmony with the infinite, touch the infinite, and you will be phenomena, na 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 na, phenomena, ma ma na ma. There's another earwig for you. Patients will come to him in throngs. I'm not going to tell you what I thought I read, but patients will come to him in throngs. No one has a greater opportunity to carry into effect the teachings of this book than a practitioner of medicine. It does not matter which of the various schools he may belong to, because the principle of healing is common to all of them and may be reached by all. Isn't that what we do? Heal folks, work on healing them, healing their financial burdens, their family burdens, their legacy burdens, right? Healing them. I'd say we may not have an MD, but we do a lot of MD work. Mind, determination. The advancing man in medicine who holds a clear mental image of himself as successful and who obeys the laws of faith, purpose, and gratitude. So ask yourself today, did you obey the laws of faith, purpose, and gratitude? Will cure every curable case he undertakes, no matter what remedies he may use. Sometimes we hear about the practitioners in the East, right? In India and different places where people throng to and they go to, and simply being in the room with them, they get cured, or the simple touch from them, and their ailments seem to alleviate their body. In the field of religion, the world cries out for clergy who can teach their hearers the true science of abundant life. In the field of religion, the world cries out for clergy who can teach their hearers the true science of abundant life. A person who masters the details of the science of getting rich, together with the allied sciences of being well, of being great, and of winning love. A person who masters the details of the science of getting rich, together with the allied sciences of being well, of being great, and of winning love, and who teaches these details from the pulpit, will never lack for a congregation. If this is the gospel that the world needs, it will give increase in life. People will hear it gladly and will give liberal support to the person who brings it to them. What is now needed is the demonstration of the science What is now needed is a demonstration of the science of life from the pulpit. We want preachers. Remember, Waddles was in the religious realm. He was a minister. We want preachers who can not only tell us how, but who in their own persons will show us how. We need to get out of their ears and into their eyes. We need to preach. We need the preacher who is rich, who is healthy, who is great and beloved to teach us how to attain these things. And when that person comes, he will find a numerous and loyal following. The same is true of the teacher who can inspire the children with the faith and purpose of the advancing life, the faith and purpose of advancing life. That person will never be out of a job. The teacher who has the faith and purpose can give it. A teacher who has this faith and purpose can give it to their pupils. They cannot help giving it to them if it is part of their own life and practice. See, when you show up in the world with people and you show up and have a conversation with them, if it's part of your life, they will always, always, always get it. The combined mental and personal action I have described is infallible. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to do something that you knew you could not fail at? The combined mental and personal action I've described is infallible. It cannot fail. Every man and woman who follows these instructions steadily, perseveringly, and to the letter, and to the letter, and to the letter will get rich. The law of increase of life is a mathematically certain. The law of increase of life is as mathematically certain as the operation, as the law in its operation as the law of gravitation. Getting rich is an exact science. The wage earner will also find this to be true. Do not feel that you have no chance to get rich because you are working where there is no visible opportunity for advancement, where wages are small and the cost of living high. From your clear mental vision, of what you want and begin to act with faith and purpose right where you're at. Do all the work you can every day and do each piece of the work in a perfectly successful manner. Put the power of success and the purpose of getting rich into everything. Put the power of success and the purpose of getting rich into everything that you do. However, do not do this merely with the idea of currying favor with your employer and hope that he and those above you will see your good work and advance you. It is unlikely that they will do so. The person who is merely a good worker, filling his place to the very best of his ability and satisfied with that, is valuable to his employer. It is not the employer's interest to promote him. He is worth more where he is at. To secure advancement, something more is necessary than to be too large for your place. To secure advancement, something more is necessary than to be too large for your place. The person who is certain to advance is the one who is too big for his place and who has a clear concept of what he wants, to be. Who knows that he can become what he wants and who is determined to be what he wants to be. There's a lot of being in there. To secure advancement, something more is necessary than to be too large for your place, right? We used to talk about fill your place, fill your space. You can do that, but what it's saying here is that there's more to it. You can fill your space. That's an absolute requirement. That's a given to fill your space. The person who is certain to advance is the one who is too big for his place and who has a clear concept of what he or she wants to be, who knows that he can become what he wants to be, and who is determined to be what he wants to be. Clear concept, a knowing, and a determination. Sounds like a DMP. Do not try to fill more Do not try to more than fill your present place with a view to pleasing your employer. Do it with the idea of advancing yourself. Hold the faith and purpose of increase during work hours, after work hours, and before work hours. Hold it in such a way that every person who comes in contact with you, whether the foreman, the fellow worker, or social acquaintance, will feel the purpose, will feel the power of purpose radiating from you. Hold the faith and purpose so that everyone will get the sense of advancement and increase from you. People will be attracted to you if there is no possibility for advancement in your present job, you will very soon see an opportunity to take another job. There is a power which never fails to present opportunity to the advancing man who is moving with obedience to law. There is a power which never fails to present opportunity to the advancing man who is moving in the obedience to law. God cannot help you if you act and it's God cannot help helping you. God cannot help helping you if you act in the certain way. There is nothing in your circumstances or in the industrial situation that can keep you down. If you cannot get rich working for a conglomerate, you can get rich working on a 10-acre farm. And if you begin to move in the certain way, you will certainly escape from the clutches of the conglomerate and get onto the farm or wherever else you wish to be. If a few thousand of its employees would enter upon a certain way, the company would soon be in a bad plight. It would have to give its workers more opportunity or go out of business. Nobody has to work for inadequate pay. The company can keep people in so-called hopeless conditions only so long as there are those who are too ignorant to know the science of getting rich or too intellectually slothful to practice it. Begin this way of thinking and acting, and your faith and purpose will allow you to quickly see any opportunity to better your condition. Such opportunities will speedily come your way. Will come because the supreme power working in everything and working for you will bring opportunities to you. Do not wait for an opportunity to be all that you want to be. When an opportunity to be more than you are now is presented and you feel impelled toward it, take it. It'll be the first step toward a still greater opportunity. There is no such thing possible in the universe as a lack of opportunities for people who are living the advancing life. It is inherent in the constitution of the cosmos that all things shall be for the advancing man and work together for his good. And he must certainly get rich if he acts and thinks in a certain way. So let wage-earning men and women study this book with great care and enter with confidence upon the course of action I prescribe. It will not fail. The Advancing Man. Questions, comments, thoughts? Hey, dub. www. Thoughts on The Advancing Man or any other little tidbits or news or ahas or did you come back from daycare next door?
Hi, Sean.
Hey, Louise.
I'm sorry. I cannot find, I have a question. I just can't find where it is now. And it had to do with space, making space.
Yep.
Or filling space, space.
Yep.
Mike, the question that came up is we've also talked about, and we talked about it last night somewhat, is making space for what is coming. Because and I was I'm asking, is this, did I miss something? Is this what it's saying? It's also saying this? I'm sorry, I cannot find it. I should have put a post-it or something on it because I thought, oh yeah, I'll go back to it, but I have everything so underlined twice that
It's about we talk about filling your space.
right.
Most people say, well, I'm gonna just thinking, I'm gonna get into state and I'm gonna do this. Well, that's okay. You can be in state. I can say this water is really quenching, right? So this water is really, oh my gosh, it's so, but I can't drink a cup of this because it's not full. So I have to fill this space up. I have to fill up the thing that I'm doing. I can't be an excellent average worker. I can't be an excellent average mentor. I have to fill my space up. I have to overflow it. Now, there's a big difference between filling up the space we're in our current calling to advance to the next. What they're talking about as wage earners is that if you are an employee who makes sockets and you make 50 sockets and you could make 80 sockets in an hour, you need to make 80 sockets. But if you make 80 sockets, what they're saying is that you can fill up the space, but you are so valuable to the employer, they're not going to advance you. So what you mentioned and what we talked about is making the space. So let's say this cup was full and I had access to another 5 gallons, which I have over here, another 5-gallon jug. Can I use any of that 5 gallons, even though it's there waiting for me to use it, to consume it, to put it in my cup if this cup is full? No. So what we talked about last night in making space, we don't have to give away what we have. I can go get more cups. I can make bigger space for me to receive what's coming. But
Okay,
there's a difference between me filling up my space and creating more space to receive more.
thank you. Thank you for that clarity because in my thought process was getting rid of that which does not benefit me so that I have more space.
Yeah, and what'll happen is that, so I go back to the tuning forks,
Yes,
ACs, DZs, and Fs.
that's
Right,
so
they're all
annoying.
scattered. I have 100 of each on my floor in the office, and they're all so they can stand up, right? And I get a big tuning fork. I mean, all of them are little ones like this, but I get a big one with the little knobs on the end of it so you can bang it. And I bang a detuning fork. Of all of the 400, 500 tuning forks that are in my office, I bang a detuning fork. Which one vibrates?
The detuning fork.
Now, if I put another 100, if I take out 100 of the A's and put another 100 D's in, do I have to bang the detuning fork any harder?
No.
Simply vibration. So I can take out. The key is that the universe doesn't operate in a vacuum, so you have to fill it with something. So when you begin this abundance journey and you fill up your space, what happens is that it will overflow, and all of a sudden this new vibration starts to fill in the spaces. There is a thinking stuff that fills in its original substance, fills the inner spaces of the universe. So this vibration begins to fill the inner spaces of the universe. Now, through manipulation, you can change a detuning fork into an A. You gotta tune it, you gotta shape it, you gotta do all that stuff. But when you start to fill it up, they just seem to go away. All of that stuff that wasn't there, that you're trying to get rid of, just seems to fade away because it's no longer part of the vibration.
And that is because the vibration, like the evidence is so weighty, the vibration is so powerful that it's the over
Well, it's so focused. It's
Focus.
so allowed, right?
Okay.
The vibration has nothing without you. We have Einstein's brain in a jar, supposedly. Why can't it give us more formulas? Because Einstein ain't with it. The vibration that made that brain Einstein ain't with it. So it's all about our vibration. It's all about our awareness. It's all about becoming more and filling up more and doing more and having more, but doing it in a certain way. And then what happens is when you see that you're advancing, you're healing, you stand a little bit taller, you speak with more joy, you're more agreeable with the universe because you choose not to allow any negativity. People people see that and they say, Joseph McClellan III's words, I want some of that. I want some of that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
awesome. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you.
You're welcome, welcome, welcome. Danny Jealous here. Yay, yay. Who else? Thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways?
Thank you, Sean. I think that's the paragraph that Louise is referring to, is to secure advancement, something more is necessary than to be too large for your space, for your place.
Yep.
And
And
that explains it. Your explanation explained that fully. So thank you.
yep, a knowing, a believing, and an in action towards it. And what happens is because it's such a fine tunement, the bigger we grow, the faster we move, the slightest little adjustment can change everything. Right? If I'm going across the pond in a boat and I change 1 degree with rowing, you're probably not going to notice I changed it. But if I put one of those little super remote control RC boats in there and the thing goes 50 miles an hour and I change it 1 degree because it's moving fast enough, right? It says success loves speed. Success loves speed because it gives you a chance to adjust accordingly. So the faster you can move, the faster you can do in your lane, in that lane of filling up your space. All of a sudden, life changes tremendously.
Well, I have to share.
Yes, please go ahead.
I got a rebate back today of $300.
Oh my
And my
goodness.
sister e-transferred me $200
Look
because
at you.
she hadn't sent me my birthday and Christmas presents. So she said, here's $200 for you to go to your retreat.
Oh my goodness.
So I got $500 towards my trip. So there you go.
It's
And
I promise you. Go ahead, go ahead.
And I had a lady reach out to me that I met online last week. And she's in Connecticut actually. So we had a nice chat and she said, I was really curious as to what you do. She said, I went to your site and I see the company that you partner with is in supplements, but what do you do? So we got chatting and, and she said, I can help you with your website if you want to do that coaching thing.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding.
So I said, oh, Sean would love that.
Oh, that's so cool. I love it. That's way cool. I did something to my screen here and now I can't see y'all. All I got real teeny tiny. There we go. Very cool. That's awesome. Oh, Louise, well, how about sharing what happened to you yesterday? Was that just yesterday or was that 2 days ago?
Was that just, oh, it was yesterday.
Oh my gosh. Well, wait till you hear this.
Okay. I actually had to write it down because I was forgetting it. I was just so I was forgetting it and
So I'll preface it only to say that Louise, I got a call. I saw it was Louise and I said, hey, Great day in Arkansas. And Louise literally jumped through the phone and was bursting with energy. And she's like, I got to tell you, it's only be a minute. I got to tell you. Oh my God, you won't believe it. I got to tell you. You won't believe it. You won't believe it. You want to know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. You won't believe it. And then I believed her.